Hello and welcome back to the Abundant Joy Tarot. This is Ade, and I am so excited to be able to do this reading for you today. So we are going to be looking at what will January 2024 bring you, all of you beloved souls who have tuned into the Abundant Joy Tarot channel. You're in for a treat. So what I have done here is I have pulled a reading together and pulled all the cards. I will pull one oracle card for each of the sections as I go through it. But basically, we're going to just look at kind of an overview of the energy that is sort of your self-expression in January 2024, as well as kind of the energies that are walking with you. And then we will pull a couple of tarot and an oracle card for your income, career, resource area. And then we'll pull a couple of cards for your love, partnership, family area. And we'll pull a couple of cards for your health and wellness. And then we'll pull a couple of cards for your spirituality, kind of expansion and undercurrent throughout the month of January 2024. And then finally, final guidance from Spirit to just support you in really stepping fully into your soul's journey toward love, joy, and abundance. So that's what we're looking at. And these are the cards that are going to pull you in. Just as a quick reminder, if you're liking the readings that you're getting here on the Abundant Joy Tarot, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, let me know what resonates with you. It just helps me to feel inspired to keep doing the readings, and also helps me to grow the channel so that more people actually get to see the channel. So that being said, we are going to hop into this readings. Oh, also, and just to remind you that I am also doing personal readings, and I would love to do a personal reading for you if you're interested in a personal reading. They're a very special experience, and I would encourage you to email me at abundantjoytarot@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you with all the specifics, and let's get it scheduled. So that being said, these are the piles that we're looking at. So for pile number 1, this is going to be the card that pulls you in. Okay, this is number 20, and then you've got the green Aventurine. Okay, so for pile 1, what is going on for you in January 2024? And for pile number 2, you've got the Opal, and you've got this card here, number 14. The Opal. What is going on in January? Okay, so that's pile number 2. And then finally for pile number 3, you've got the red Jasper, and this card here, which is card number 68. Okay, so those are your piles. I would like to invite you to take a deep breath in with me as you focus in on the pile that you feel drawn to. And a deep breath out, and then choose what pulls you. If you feel drawn to 1 or 2 or all 3 piles, feel free to check them out. There's probably a message in there that is calling to you. These are going to be pretty detailed readings, so I'm going to try to keep them moving along. Y'all know I can be a little long-winded on this channel. Okay, so, but hopefully we'll get a lot of really good information for you to be set up for a wonderful January. All right, that's that. Just go down there and click which pile you want to go to, and I will see you in your readings. Hello, pile 1. So if you chose this card here, number 20, and the green Aventurine, this is going to be your reading. And so as I said in the intro, this first part, we're just going to look at kind of an overview what is your significator, which is going to be this card here, and then kind of what energies are walking with you. So I've got sort of your spirit animals that might be there, or the energy that's walking with you, as well as an archetype card to kind of see what energy are you sort of embodying or really feeling around you. So you got pulled in with this card here, and it is the dolphin spirit. And it says, this and that are true. So the dynamic of the dolphin spirit is about duality. It's like two things can be true at once, all right? So it's really going to be, as you are moving into January, what I'm understanding from this card is that those of you who chose this pile are in a place of change and transformation, as many people are. And what is happening is there's a bit of duality around who you were and who you are becoming. And both selves are fully present. So there's that aspect of duality. And the dolphin spirit is calling you to kind of soften yourself around the edges, soften yourself around any kind of black or white thinking, and allow two things to be true at once, okay? And that's going to be really in all aspects of your life. Really being able to see, like, when you find yourself feeling very rigid about what is right? Like, I am right. In relationship, in your work, in your ideas, in your thinking about how you're moving forward in your healing process or soul journey, whatever it may be, when you're feeling a sense of rigidity, you're being asked for the month of January to allow that energy of the dolphin spirit to soften that and allow yourself to take that moment to think, you know what, two things can be true at once. It can be true that I am angry and I want to have a viable conversation with someone I love to be able to move us forward in a certain way, right? Two things can be true at once. It can be true that I am absolutely right about this part right here. Sorry about that. I had a slight camera problem. So I was saying that two things can be true at once. So in that phrase, I was saying you're absolutely right about one aspect of something, and somebody else can also be absolutely right about an aspect of an argument, or a disagreement of some kind, or even something that you're not necessarily disagreeing on. But the idea here is that there's a need for you to be able to hold space for the gray. Okay, so that is the first message that we've got here. So I'm also going to look here. So we pulled a tarot significator, okay, for you for the month of January. And you've got the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, it really talks about a painful ending. The Rider-Waite deck, kind of gives that image of the man lying there with the swords in his back, right? It's a painful ending of something. But the reason why I love this card in particular, because it talks about the new dawn. It's like, it's also a 10. So in fact, it is an ending. So out of that ending is a new horizon. It is stepping away from something that has been painful and stepping into a new beginning with a firmer foundation, with a head full of lessons from where you have just been. So you'll be able to make other choices. Again, there's a need here to be able to walk into the duality of stepping away from what you are coming from, the pain or the frustrations of things that weren't working in the direction that were serving you, into a new horizon where all things are possible. Okay, so that's what we're looking at in January. It's kind of interesting because it's like the close of a year. It may have been a really tough year for all of you souls who chose pile number 1, right? It may have been 2023 may have been a real rough one for you. And so it's like it's ending, right? So now we're going into something new. So let's see here. The other significator card you have here is the Avenger. And so the Avenger card, like when it is in light, it's like that person who is going to balance everything, who believes in justice and wants everything to be right on behalf of society and themselves, right? That's what the Avenger is. Now, when it comes in shadow, that person can, as this card says, result to violence in the name of a cause. So there's this sense here of, as you kind of move into January, there's a lot, this world is becoming very, well, I mean, I don't know if it's been that way, but I think that there are a lot of ways in which people are really going to the black and white things, choosing sides, if you will, and it's becoming more and more important that we stand up for each other in a space of love. And so as you're going into the new year, I'm just sort of getting this sense of like being mindful of the energy that's around you, where it's absolutely beautiful to be able to fight for, speak for, stand for that which is just and right. And it is absolutely necessary in this time in our lives. Okay. So just remember to kind of embrace the light of that, the light attributes of being an Avenger. An Avenger is a very powerful energy about moving things forward. The scales of the universe, the scales of the world, the scales of God always lean toward justice, right? So it's the right side of justice. And then I pulled a couple of tea leaf cards just to kind of see what energy was going to be around you in January 2024. Wonderful. Wow. So you've got candle. You will be shown the way. And then you've got ear, good news. So there's a sense of like making sure that you're paying attention. And what I'm hearing also, I mean, it's funny that it's an ear and I'm saying I'm hearing, but what I'm also hearing that in relation to this idea of being balanced, to this and that can be true. Being able to like kind of live in duality, right? That the more that you're able to kind of live in duality and not sort of run off the deep end toward one side of rigidity around being right, it allows you the space to be able to hear things as they're coming in, because you want to be able to be still enough to hear the good news that is coming your way. All right. And you want to be able to hear the guidance from spirit as they are showing you the way. Things that you have questions about, that you're feeling like I feel like this group, there's a lot of you that are going to be like, things are shifting in such a radical way that you may be starting a new job, you may be looking for a job, you may be starting a new school or program, you may be starting a new project, you may be starting a new collaboration or doing some type of work within the community of some way. And what I'm hearing is that you may be feeling some anxiety as that is kind of approaching and you're not sure how it's all going to get panned out. Like you say, you don't have all the information right now. I'm just seeing like this kind of fog, like you don't have the information, but the truth is, just like fog, it is going to disperse and it's going to be clear for you what direction you need to go. So trust and know that, and allow yourself to have some rest from the anxiety that you might be feeling. Now, we're going to jump right into looking at the cards that we pull for your income, career, and resources within the month of January 2024. Okay, so we pulled a couple of, so this is for income. So we pulled a couple of tarot cards, and then for each one of these, I'm also going to pull one of these dream oracle cards. So for income, spirit for pile number 1, income and resources. Okay, so that's that card. Okay, so let's look at your tarot. So you've got the 10 of Wands. Okay, this sort of sense of being burdened, overloaded, stressed, a lot of responsibilities, getting over a major challenge. Wow. 10 of Wands. And a 4 of materials. Now that's interesting because the 10 of Wands, so again, look at that. In 2 different decks, you got the 10 of Wands. the likelihood of that is just really surprising, okay? Especially how, like, I pulled these and prayed over these and shuffled them again and again and again. So, wow. All right, so pile number one, with regards to, because we're talking now about your resources, your income, your career. So within your work, whatever it is that you're doing with your work, in the month of January, you may be feeling like it's all coming to a head. You're feeling overburdened. You are feeling like you're carrying more of the load than other people. It's important for you to begin to reach out for support and find ways to share the burden with other people that are there, okay? You're going to be really, when we're feeling this overburdened, because you've got this sort of double whammy here, when we're feeling this overburdened, it can make you feel like you're just drowning, right? And this is, I think, really calls back into question what we saw, or back to the point of what we saw earlier about this balance. Being able to understand that two things can be true at once. It can be absolutely true that you have got way too much on your plate, and it can be absolutely true that you've got to keep progressing. You've got to keep persevering. But it is also going to be important for you to take a break. This is a lot. So the main thing I'm hearing for you with regards to your career and your resources is to spread the burden. Ask for help. Get the support. You do not have to carry this burden all by yourself. Now, the good news is that this is coming to an end. This is definitely going to come to an end, because it's like a culmination point of like, absolutely not. This cannot continue at this level of burden, right? And you've got the Four of Materials, which is kind of a nice card to have here, because the Four of Materials is almost like building a foundation. It's like the beginning of a foundation. It's almost like she's holding this close to her. It can have a bit of a hoarding energy to it. But in this case, I'm really feeling like all of this hard work that you've been doing is actually laying a foundation for your resources. And I think within the month of January, you're going to, at least by the end of the month of January, for sure, you are going to feel like you have got solid ground underneath your feet with regard to your resources, okay? With regard to your resources, you're going to feel like you've got solid ground. Look at that. So the card that you got here is a manifest. So in regards to your career and resource, it is important for you to get very clear as we're going. You know, a lot of people use this time to do goals and all that stuff. But as you're thinking about the month of January, specifically the month of January, I want you, Pile 1, to get very, very clear about what you want your income, your career to look like. What needs to shift? What do you need to bring forward? Because Spirit is saying it is time for all of this heavy load, all of this burden carrying that you're doing to be lifted, okay? It is time for it to be lifted. And it is time for the new foundation to come in with this Four of Materials. And you have the power to manifest something that is beyond what you're allowing yourself to dream. This particular oracle is like the Oracle of Dreams. It's the Dream Ritual Oracles. And so it's really like this idea that there is a path toward a brand new open door of light for you is really important for you to keep in mind for the month of January, okay, when it comes to your career and your resources. So hang in there, Pile 1, because it's going to feel like you're probably already there is what I'm getting. Like you're already feeling overloaded, but because of the circumstances of your situation, you may not be able to put down your entire burden yet. It's going to be happening within the month of January in a what I'm getting is kind of like a slow process, right? That is going to be time for you to put these things down, but it's going to come to a head. You are going to have to let these things down. You're not going to be able to continue to carry this much of the load, okay, when it comes to your career. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move these because I want to make sure that you can see all of these. So I'm going to move career and income over here. You might not be able to see them all, but we know that was the Ten of Wands, okay? And now we're going to look at your connections. Love, family, and connections with regards to you, pile 1, for the month of January. Okay, and that's the Oracle card for connections. And your tarot, you've got the Eight of Cups, okay? You're going to be walking away from something, okay? It's time to withdraw from something that is no longer working for you. A disappointment is going to show itself for you. The thing about the Eight of Cups is that it is you making the choice to walk toward that which is bringing you light and to walk out of the darkness. Okay, so I always see it as a very positive move. Okay, you've got the Emperor. Beautiful. And oh, it looks like you got 2 of these cards. Sometimes there was the Nine of Inspirations, which is going to be the Nine of Wands, and the Death card. Look at this. This is a very, very powerful, very, very strong reading. And the Oracle card that you have is Receive. Wow. And it's interesting because it feels like, you know, fish represent like prosperity and abundance. And there's this sort of sense that like, wow. Wow. This kind of reminds me of that beat, that line that you see like in the hospital that's like tracking your, what is it, your heartbeat or your pulse or, you know, whatever it is. And there's sort of this sense that like one of the things that you need to do that's happening underneath the current is to allow yourself to receive from your connections around you. Because I think for the month of January, and I think it's already beginning now for some of you, is that you are going to have to sort of walk away from some things. But the thing is that you're walking away because you've got the Eight of Cups and you've got the Death card. And the Death card obviously is not, it's talking about letting go. It's about letting go. And in this in particular, for this deck in particular, with these cobwebs over the mind, to me, it's really about letting go of old, outdated ways of thinking or being within yourself. The way in which you view what your connections need to be or look like, or how you need to behave in it, or what's acceptable to you within your connections. There is a death that has to occur here. There is a walking away towards something that's going to bring you more light. All right. And this is all around love, connections, and family. And some of you are going to be going through some things with your family. You had some realizations through this sort of end of the year around like how you need to move differently with your loved ones, how you need to set another set of boundaries, how certain things may not be acceptable moving forward. And you're going to have to, it can feel like a death of some kind, because we have to shift the way we're walking and moving. We may have to shift the way that we see people in our lives, or whether or not we even have those same people in our lives as closely or at all. Okay. So there's definitely some movement around letting go. And the fact that it's kind of like this, you know, walking away toward what's good. And then I really feel like you're in your connections, there is a need for you to walk away from some things there. And I feel like as you begin the process of walking away and walking toward that which brings you light, that which brings you joy, the people that are actually reciprocal to you and giving and loving on the same vibration in which you are working and giving on, you're going to find that there is some little deaths that are going to have to occur in regards to your thinking. What you thought was true, that is no longer true about yourself or about other people, or about how you need to walk in this life so that you can step fully into your purpose. Okay? And then you need to be able to receive from the divine and receive from individuals that are on the same vibrational frequency as you are. Because the more that you walk away from that which no longer serves you and walk toward that which you are desiring and wanting, the closer that comes toward you as well. Okay? That which you seek is seeking you. Okay? And then you've got this beautiful emperor, which is really leading me to believe that as you walk away, you're actually walking into your emperorship, right? You are taking the reins over your life and what it looks like for you. And for some of you, this is a pretty significant, deep shift, move, way of being, which is why we've got this 10 of Swords here too, which is this overarching energy. Because this kind of releasing and letting go it feels like a grieving. It involves a grieving period, because you are having to, like the dolphin, manage this and that, two different realities happening at the same time. You know, oftentimes when we're walking away from things, it's not a cut and dry thing, right? It happens over time. There's like the process of walking away. You don't just like start stepping and then end up at the end of the piece, right? You're taking the steps away. You may be looking back, glancing back, and feeling the pain of it, and then trying to keep moving yourself forward. You might have to stop on the road and sit down and say, Jesus, I'm tired. Plus, you've got all those wands in your career. So it's really necessary for you to be gentle, compassionate with yourself, but trust and know, beloveds, that you're walking away from something that is very painful, that is leading you to your reign as an emperor over your own life. This card here is telling me that Spirit is saying to you, hang in there, persevere. The 9 of Wands, it's like right before that 10 of Wands, it's like the burden is really heavy. You all have been going through something for a good long period of time is what I'm getting here. But this card is saying you got to persevere. You have the strength. You have the power. You may be the first. I'm hearing this. You may be the first in your generation that has the strength and the power to walk away from whatever this dynamic is that you're dealing with. If it's a family dynamic, it might not even be what you're walking away from may be in relationship to someone else who's like outside of your family, but you're the first generationally in your family that's been able to walk away from that kind of dynamic, right? So understand that the reason why you're able to do that is because you're standing on the shoulders of others that also want to see you step into the loved ones that have passed on, that want to see you be able to step fully in your emperorship. They want you to do more than what they were capable of doing, okay? They want you to be able to step fully into your power, right? So keep going, pile 1. Keep going, all right? This is what I'm seeing in regards to your connections. And so I'm going to move these over here. So there's going to be a letting go, but you are being asked to persevere. You are strong. You are capable. You are stepping into your emperorship. So keep going. Keep going, pile 1. Keep going. And be ready to receive. All right. So now we're going to look at your health and wellness. And your health and wellness, I'm going to pull this one oracle card to look at your health and wellness. And we've also got these tarot cards for your health and wellness. Now, health and wellness, understand, is going to be physical, emotional, and spiritual. All right. And you've got the 5 of Wands. Disagreement, ego, chaos, competition, conflict, temper. Now, it's interesting because in regards to your health and wellness, what I am hearing is that part of this sort of actually competition or ego is an internal thing that's going on with you. It's almost like And I get it because you've got a lot of other things going on in terms of like big shifts. Like these are big energies that are walking with you, both in your career in terms of that heavy burden, and then in your connections. To have both of those things happening, like that kind of really heavy, strong energy of transformation, it can make dealing with the things that you need to deal with regards to your health and wellness a little less of a priority. So it almost feels like there's an internal battle of like, yeah, I know I need to be doing that, but I'm totally overloaded at work, in my career, trying to figure out how I'm going to get this money to do what I need to do, et cetera, et cetera. And I got to deal with this situation over here with these people that I love, right, that are acting whatever kind of way, and I need to like shift what I'm doing there. And that's a lot. That is a whole lot. So that I'm just hearing that is part of what I'm hearing. But what the Five of Wands, the difference between the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords for me is that the Five of Wands is also like that competition, that internal competition or that external competition that may be happening as well, is going to push you to be better if you allow it. All right. So just in thinking about, let's see. Okay, so you've got the Seven of Wands. Interesting. And the Queen of Materials. Okay. And balance. Balance. So again, we're talking about your health and wellness. Wow. Okay. So what I'm getting here. The Five of Wands, like I said, it's like this conflict, but the Seven of Wands is also like a bit of aggression, right? Defense, protection of yourself, kind of a defiance. It really feels like, and that can also be coming outside, but I really am getting for you all in this pile that this is about the internal struggle that you're dealing with yourself to get in alignment with what it is that you already know you need to do in regards to your physical and emotional. Mostly I'm getting physical and emotional health. Okay. Your physical and emotional health. Now, the good news here is that you've got this Queen of Materials, which is going to be the Queen of Pentacles. And she is all about like abundance and success and having worked for some time to do the things that she needs to do. So within the month of January, what I'm understanding is I kind of get the sense, the guidance that I want to give you that I feel very strongly is leaning toward this balance card. It's like, take some small steps, pile one, towards your health and wellness that you know you need to do. So whether or not that's drink more water, get some more green veggies in, whatever it might be for you. Okay. Take your medicine on a regular basis, or take your vitamins, or, whatever that might be. Go to the gym. But unlike, how everybody wants to start this big regimen in January, I'm really getting for you that it's about just taking small steps, because you don't want to be battling yourself while you're also actually going through major transformation in other areas of your life. And the card is calling here for balance. There's a need for you. It's like it's not that I want you to rest on your laurels, right? But you've done some work in regards to your physical and emotional health. And so I don't want to say coast, because I don't want you to coast. I want you to actually take active steps toward what you need to do for your own physical and emotional health, but maybe take a baby step that you know that you can succeed at, and do it well. Okay, while you're managing the other aspects of transformation that are happening in your life. And I think that even taking one step, 2 steps, you're going to find yourself in the prosperity of the Queen of Pentacles. You will be abundant, vibrant, okay, within your health. But just be conscious. Just take a step, 2 steps in the direction of your health and wellness. Make sure that you're taking care of your emotional health as well, because oftentimes we don't realize that our emotional health is actually what's causing our physical health to decline. Okay. So it's really important that you're taking those steps. And if it's, going to see a therapist or going to talk to a friend or just being able to release in some ways, whether it's taking a walk or just doing a meditation, have some quiet time with yourself, all of that is deeply important for you, particularly in the month of January, because you need to find a place of balance with all of the other transition that is going on. Okay. So that is what I'm seeing here for your health and wellness. I'm going to put your health and wellness down here. One thing that I am getting, though, with the Seven of Wands in regards to your health and wellness is that if you have thought about doing something like a self-defense class, kickboxing, like karate, some kind of defensive exercise of some kind, I feel like that would be a very good place for you to start or to put your energy into January. If you've been contemplating doing that, I feel like the message here is that will be good, because this Seven of Wands is talking about sort of a protection and defense. I don't always read it like that, but that's the message that came through on that card right there, is that may be a way for you to be able to release some of the aggression that you're kind of going to be feeling if you're not already deeply. I already feel like this pile is already feeling it. So it's just a way for you to be able to release in a very healthy way. Okay. Boxing, things like that. Okay. So now we're going to look at this final outcome. The spirituality, expansion, and kind of that undercurrent before we get the final guidance from Spirit. So this is like spirituality and an undercurrent. And we're asking Spirit here, what is the Oracle card there? Relax. How about that? The energy here is just that you've got a lot happening. But what I know to be true and what I'm hearing very clearly is that all will be well, Paul 1. It's just that you're in the middle of the battle, if you will. Like you're in the middle of the transition that is happening, but it is moving in your favor. And all you've got to do is just keep persevering. All right. Let's see what you've got here. So you've got the Five of Pentacles, the King of Wands. We got two of these cards. The Devil. Interesting. And look at y'all with these double cards. So you got two Devil cards. Wow. All right. And we're talking about your spirituality here and what is kind of the undercurrent, what's going on underneath. So here's the thing, y'all. The main thing that I'm getting that's going on underneath you, because you got this Five of Pentacles here too. This is what's going on. This is really what's happening. Okay, is the King of Wands, and I'm going to talk about what's going on in my mind. All right, but you've got these two Devil cards. Now, the Devil cards say to me that you feel chained or burdened in some way. You feel like you are enslaved in some way to your life, to what is going on, the circumstances of your life. All right. And so whenever I get the Devil card, lately what goes through my head is thou art loosed, right? Because the devil is an illusion. So what's happening for you? Now we're asking Spirit about what's going on for you spiritually, what is going on for you in regards to your expansion. You got two major arcana Devil cards. Both, the Devil cards are going to be about understanding that you are not chained. The Devil card is an illusion. So it lets me know that you are functioning, what's going on in the undercurrent for you right now, which is why these transitions are so challenging and so difficult. This painful ending, this need to walk away, feeling overburdened in your work and career, not being balanced in regards to your connections and needing to kind of let go of some old ideas there and be reborn, if you will, unto yourself, right? Having to make some hard choices to withdraw from certain situations or certain people in your life, right? But underneath the current is this illusion of being bound, right? So what's important for you, what Spirit really wants you to know, is that thou art loose. Thou art loose. You've got relax. Okay. Spirit is like, let it go. Let it go. Trust and know that I am God is what I'm hearing. Trust and know that I am God. Know that all things are possible through God that lives within you. Okay. No matter what your belief is. Okay, y'all. No matter what your belief is, whatever your higher power is, the energy that works with you, all right, that energy is really coming forward and saying it's important for you to lay your burdens down. Lay your burdens down. That's how you're going to get through this, okay? That is how you're going to get to the other side, is by laying your burden down. If you try to push through this rigidly, because remember we said at the beginning of this reading, you got to move like the dolphin. You've got to understand that this and that can be true at the same time. You got to step away from black and white thinking, all right? This relax card is about being calm, finding comfort, self-care, respect for yourself. So Spirit is really wanting you to like take that time to give yourself the space to be at peace, to find peace, okay? The King of Wands is a very powerful energy that this is sitting in here. Now you got this Five of Pentacles, which I believe kind of goes along with this illusion, because the Five of Pentacles is a lack mentality. It can be feeling like you've got a lack of material resources, a lack of finances, a lack of good health, right? That's what it is. But the thing is that you can turn away. It is a lack mentality. And at any point, you can turn away from that lack mentality and step into the prosperity of abundance, right? But you've got to shift the way that you're thinking. You got to let go of some of these old ideas about who you are or who you can be in this world. All right. Now, the King of Wands is beautiful. The King of Wands is a strategic, natural born leader. All right. And so what I feel like Spirit is telling me is that my beloved, like, this is what I'm hearing. It's like Ade, my beloved is trapped under illusion that they are chained, that they are less than, that they are impoverished, that they are without the things that they need, when in actuality, they are a king. They are a natural born leader with passion and fire and strategy, and able to do the things that they need to do in this life to bring them fully into their purpose of joy, love, and abundance, to be able to manifest the life that is exactly what they want, okay? But right now, you are clouded under old ideas, old ways of being, old habits. Sometimes we're functioning at a level we don't even realize that we are doing something based on some old idea that we don't even believe, but we're like, oh, we got to make sure that, I don't know, like, just like randomly is coming to my head, like everybody's got to take off their coat as soon as they come in the door or something, right? That's something that we maybe grew up with. And so it's like, we insist that has to happen, even if there's like no space to put the coat or whatever. That's a bad analogy. But basically what I'm saying is that you need to take a look at ways in which you are functioning in your life that are really coming from a source of an old idea, old way of being, old custom, something that is outside of where you are today. And you need to step fully into your emperor and your King of Wands energy. This King of Wands energy is confident, passionate, creative, tremendously abundant. All right. And so in regards to your spirituality, your undercurrent of what's going on underneath, Spirit is really wanting you to look those illusions right in the face, shine a light on them, understand that thou art loose, and step fully into your creative power. Okay. And lead your life, Pile One. Lead your life in January. Okay. Step into your power. When you step fully into your power, I just literally saw this in my mind's eye. When you step into your power, I saw that image of the wands over here. And like, you see how she's kind of like bent over, and he's kind of like, he's not actually sort of bent over, but sort of, he could be with the thing. But I got this image of like fully standing up and all of those burdens just falling to the ground. Okay. When you fully step into your power, into your kinghood, queenhood, as you step into that fully, you're going to see that all of this begins to unravel, and you are able to step fully into the life that you are meant to step into. Okay. And all of this is coming to a head in January 2024 for this beautiful pile. So relax. Okay. Relax. Relax. Now let's look for some final guidance here from Spirit. Okay. So I'm going to put this over here. This was the final guidance from Spirit. So I'm going to put this over here. All right. Let those illusions go, Pile One. Just let those illusions go. Know that you are not trapped. Even if it looks, if your outer circumstances look like that, understand that you are not. You've got to see yourself loose internally. Okay? You've got to see yourself loose internally, and the chains will be broken almost without any effort. Okay? But you've got to believe that that is possible. All right? Morning Star. Keep shining even when others have quit. Persevere, Pile One. Persevere. What do we have here? Okay. You've got commitment. And the first thing I heard was commitment to self. Okay. And now oftentimes this card speaks about a, divine commitment, and that a partnership of some kind may be coming in, and it is, the key to unlock, that commitment itself is the key to unlock new gifts, right? New openings, new beginnings, new all of that. And I think that that is definitely going to be coming for you in January. I think what's going to be most important, though, is that you have this mental shift so that you can fully receive, because sometimes a commitment can come to you and you won't even see it as a key. You won't even see it as an opening if you have not made the shift in mind. All right. So that is what I am hearing very clearly. But the commitment I heard when I first pulled that card was commitment to self. Commitment to self in the deepest way of making sure that you're putting yourself first as you move through into January. You are your purpose. You are your purpose. That's why you're here. You're here on this planet at this time because of you and what you offer to the world, Pile One. Embrace yourself. Embrace yourself. The past. This is really speaking to letting go of the past. The dark moon is talking about how if we hold on to the past, it will keep us in a place of darkness. It does not allow us to move forward. So Spirit is asking you, telling you to please know that thou art loose. Let go. Walk away from those things that are no longer serving you. Walk away, beloved, so that you can walk toward the light that is going to bring you joy and abundance and joy. It's so important. It's so important. Sometimes we allow our past to just continue on repeat, when it was, I think I read that today somewhere, like your past was meant to be a lesson, not a life sentence. And it's time to let it go and move forward. All right, so this is what I see here for you all who chose pile number 1. I hope that this reading was beneficial for you in terms of a detailed look into your January 2024. Wonderful things are coming for you. You're going to be shown the way. Good news is on the horizon. You're just letting go of some things, sweeping out the debris, and so that you can move fully into your light and joy. All right? And if you like the readings that you're getting here, or they are resonating with you in some way, please hit that like button, subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know what's resonating with you, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Opal and this card right here, then this is going to be your reading today. And we are looking at what will January 2024 bring. And we're going to take a look at what's the overall significator energy of your month of January. And then we'll look at some information about your income, career, and resources. And then your love, partnerships, and connections. And then your health and wellness. And then your spirituality, expansion, and kind of that undercurrent. And then finally, get some final guidance from Spirit in regards to how to move yourself forward towards your soul's journey of joy, love, and abundance. So, that being said, what is drawing you in is card 14 here. And this says, this is the chameleon spirit. And it says, act as if. So what is interesting to me, that it says act as if, and what is coming up, the chameleon obviously is able to adjust, adapt its actual skin to its environment, to transform, to hide from predators, to, whatever it may be, okay? And so what I'm hearing from for you all is the sense of acting as if. So some of you may be in a transition right now of some kind where it's actually like your whole being, your person, how you're showing up in the world is shifting and changing. And so there's this energy around you as you step into January 2024 that you may not, your transformation has not fully completed, right? So you may be in the middle of a change, but act as if your full color has changed, right? Act as if you are stepping fully into the power the person and the power that you are becoming. You may be in circumstances within the month of January in which you are kind of, that phrase, fake it till you make it, you might be in those situations. But step fully into your power, because know that you already are. It's just like the chameleon is already the chameleon, right? But like when they move into a new environment, it may take a moment for their skin to fully change, to adjust to that environment. So that's what I'm initially understanding about this card. We'll see if there's any more that comes up for us around this card. Okay, so again, we're looking at the overview of your situation right now. And I'm also going to just check to make sure that I'm not, that was my intuitive reading. Just make sure there wasn't anything else to share with you around the chameleon. Yeah, conditions are changing. Outer conditions are changing, and you are required to come into harmony with them so you can co-create the greatest dream. Okay, I'm going to pause because I think my heating might come on in just a moment. So another thing about the chameleon spirit to keep in mind is that when we are going through that change, we tend to be a bit more sensitive. So it's going to be important for you during this time to be sure that you kind of up your self-care, okay? Because as you're stepping into new environments, although the guidance here is to allow yourself to adapt, you're not going to need to adapt to all things. It's sort of like your sensitivity, because as the chameleon, the reason why they're able to change like that is because they're very much aware of their environment. And so there's this sense that like you need to be, your level of intuition and empathy and kind of self-knowing and knowing of other people is increasing, which is good because, this is certainly a good time for you to be able to adapt and adjust in those situations. But you're not going to want to adapt to all things because you're still yourself and stepping into a kind of greater you, if you will. So make sure that you are doing things that allow you to have rest and have self-care and time for yourself. This energy also suggests that you might want to give yourself kind of some quiet, be able to step away from social media for a little bit. Just give yourself the pauses and the breaks that you need to really be able to adjust yourself into your new transformation that you're going through. So that's the chameleon spirit. And so again, this is what we're looking at for overall for January. I pulled a couple of tea leaves for you for January. And we've got, look at that. We've got the tiger and the bear. Interesting. So you've got doing something risky, taking a chance. Okay. And then you've got danger, especially in money matters. So again, with this danger, especially in money matters, what I'm understanding here is not necessarily, not necessarily an attacking threat in terms of your money managing matters, but a need for you to be cautious, right? A need for you to be mindful of money. It's what I'm getting is you being sort of on the down low with money, like not spending money unnecessarily in January, because we were just talking about January, but like just allowing yourself to kind of have a bit of a rest when it comes to your money matters and let them sort of work themselves out by kind of carefully keeping your eye on your money matters, not spending too much in January, and just allowing things to come to a greater balance, right? That's what I'm understanding from that one. And then this taking a risk is all about you stepping into your new power, the transformation in which you've been going to. And this is a general reading, so for the collective, what that looks like in terms of what your transformation looks like is going to be different individually. Some of you are growing spiritually. Some of you are growing career-wise. Some of you are growing just in terms of who you are as a person, like your being, which, is connected to the spiritual. But there's just a lot of different transformations. But as you're listening to this, you'll know where you are and what transformation you're kind of dealing with. And that's what it's speaking to. Now, your overall significator here is, wow, the Six of Wands. That's beautiful. So the Six of Wands is about success. Okay, so it's saying that January is really going to be a month of success. And not only is it a month of success, but you can see all these hands also in the background too. Like this is about recognition. The Six of Wands represents not only you being successful, but other people noticing your success, calling out your success, speaking to your success, and you just being able to step fully in your power. Now, understand that for some of you, this is going to be on the stage and all of that. For some of you, that's just in your own life. That's just like how you show up in your own life and being seen in a different type of way within your own life. Okay, that is tied to your sense of self and your sense of accomplishment. Okay, so beautiful, beautiful significator for January for Opal too. All right. And then I also pulled an archetype card. Healer. Wow. Okay. So this has to do with like this chameleon, that energy, that adaptability piece here. The light attributes of the healer is having a passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and or spirit. The ability to help and transform pain into healing. Some of you may literally be in the healing field, medical field of some kind, or other type of healing methods like non-Western healing methods. And others of you know that you can be on the healer's path in any job that you might have. It's just, it is an energy that walks with you. Some certain people can walk into a room and they're emanating healing energy just by their very existence, by their voice, by their the way they carry themselves, their eyes, their hands, their smile. There's multiple ways that you can touch people and heal people. And my sense is that for you, for the month of January, this is an energy that's walking with you. Now, from a shadow aspect, what you want to be mindful of is that it can also, it says taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. And this is like a confirmation of what I just said just a few moments ago about self-care. So one of the things that happens with the healer sometimes is that you do not take the opportunity to heal yourself, and you're giving out all this energy, whether you're aware of it or not, and becoming depleted, right? Which can be problematic. All right. So be very mindful of that for the month of January. So this is like your overview. I'm trying to figure out where's the best place to place that. I'll put that there. And now we're going to look at the area of your income and resources and career. All right. And I pulled a couple of tarot cards for that. And I'm also actually going to pull one oracle card. So Spirit for the income, career, and resource. Oops, popped right out for pile number 2. All right. So you have your tarot that you have. You've got the Page of Wands. Good news, cheerful, open-minded, playful, charismatic, lovable, explorative. I love the pages because they are, it's that youthful energy. It often can be, an apprentice type energy. But the Page of Wands is also about, wands represent fire. So it's about kind of creativity and passion, the things that you're passionate about. And this energy of like really exploring something new. So because we're talking about your career and your resources, this is a great energy to have because it's a very, one, it says good news here, but it's also a very playful, like growing energy. I really was trying to find a way to get this ring light to do something different. I'm going to just do that because there it is. Okay. And then the other tarot that you have, okay, so this is your significator. I'm going to put this up here. All right. So for career income you've got the King of Wands. Wow. You all are going to have a very successful January when it comes to your career resources. Let's see what else we have here and make sure we got a couple more tarot cards for you. So the Three of Emotions. Wow. And the Eight of Inspirations, which is the Eight of Wands. Yeah, this is a very, very favorable, positive ego. Interesting. Okay. All right. So yeah. All right. So this is great. So what I'm seeing for you all for the month of January with regards to your career and your resources, is that internally you're going to have this really like exploratory, I guess, the adventurer type energy, right? That is going to be in your space and in your mind. You're going to be wanting to explore maybe different avenues of your career, or maybe for some of you, it may be new career, new career focus, or maybe it could just be an aspect of that which you do or you love. And if you're no longer if you're, retired or no longer doing like a a traditional career. It's going to be about the activities that you're pursuing and really like digging into things that excite you and draw your passion in, wherever you are in your process, whether it's in a traditional career or um, sorry, in a non-traditional career. Okay. But then you've got this King of Wands, right? And the King of Wands is, wow. I mean, they will say that the King of Wands is like a strategic, very successful, natural born leader. Okay. Wands represent fire. So he kind of comes in, he knows what he's doing when he walks in the room or when she walks in the room. It's like everybody knows. It's almost like a hush because it's like she's just a natural leader. Like people just know and want to follow her. So there's this sense that within your career, you're really going to be stepping into your power in perhaps a new type of way, right? While maintaining your sense of adventure and exploring and wanting to look at new things, okay? Now, the three of emotions is going to be your Three of Cups. And that talks about doing some collaborative work with, but like really, it also, well, it speaks of like celebration, right? So there's this sense of like celebration, which we already see with this sort of Six of Wands as your overarching piece. But the Three of Emotions here, I'm really kind of getting that you're going to find a lot of joy actually within the month of January in partnering with others in the work that you're doing, or exploring with others in the work that you're doing, or celebrating with others in the work that you're doing. And so really, allow yourself to do that. Now, what's great is you've also got this Eight of Wands or Eight of Inspirations. And the Eight of Inspirations just talks about things moving forward at a very rapid pace. So what it lets me know is that within January, you're going to hit the ground running when it comes to your income and resources. Now, it's interesting because we got that danger, especially in money matters. So what that tells me is that what you want to do is you want to be really balanced within the month of January, because things are going to be moving very quickly. You're probably going to have to make some quick decisions with regards to career and income, possibly new investments. And so what you're being asked to do here is to be really balanced in your decision making. Not necessarily that you should not make decisions with regards to your money matters, but really give yourself pause. Don't jump right into it, because the circumstances that are going to be going around you are going to be going very quickly. And there's going to be a lot of really wonderful things that are going to lead to your success. So you want to be mindful of that, but just be mindful, right? Take time, give yourself pause before you jump right in, okay? But in January, things are going to be moving and shaking for you all when it comes to your career and income and resources, and very successfully, very abundantly, very passionately, okay? That is what I am seeing here. Now, with regards to this ego card, it's interesting because we also have to be mindful when things are moving in a very successful way. This King of Wands is beautiful, strategic, natural born leader. One of his battles is going to be ego. Okay. And ego is that thing that can kind of keep us, thinking, I hate to say like thinking that we're better than others, because that's not really the makeup of the ego. Ego is not necessarily always a bad thing, but it is something to be mindful of. Okay. It is a source of power, but it also can be, just as power can be expressed positively and extremely negatively, ego is like our own internal. It has that same energy internally. So when you get this card here, you need to be self-aware, okay? Pay attention to your identity, character, and how you're carrying yourself, all right? You'll also find that as you're moving through the month of January, if you are staying self-aware, you will begin to see more of who you are and who your character is, and you'll want to make sure that you are moving in a way that feels in alignment with your spirit and your purpose and your passion. Okay. That's where we can navigate through the ego in a very positive way. Allow it to fuel us with confidence and strength, but not let it be our downfall by, thinking that we are without fault, right? Or without some kind of like superhuman being, right? So move forward into January with a level of confidence that you absolutely should have, and step into the success that is really coming your way within the month of January 2024. You all, things are going to be moving very quickly, really beautifully. Good news is coming, and you're going to have this beautiful youthful energy around you, which I love. That is so great. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing with regards to your income, resources, and career. And now we're going to switch gears, and we're going to look at love, connections, overall connections, and family. All right, so I'm going to move this over here so that we can take a look at that. All right, so, and we're going to pull one of these. This is Spirit for pile number 2. Ooh, wow. Yeah. Now, I got 2. I don't normally take 2, but I'm going to because they both flew across the table for you. Okay, and then, so for love, connection, and family, the tarot cards that I pull for you, Ace of Swords. So aces are going to be beginnings, all right? This is like but the Ace of Swords represents thoughts and ideas, so it's going to be a revelation of some kind, like a burst of an aha moment, right? This is saying communication, a truth, new ideas, justice, authority, new contracts, victory. So there's this sense. Look at that. This is like, what is this like? What is, don't let me even start trying to talk about something I don't know, but anyway, this sword really just looks so divine, really. Yeah. So I feel like with regards to your family and your connections, there's going to be a sense of good communication going on, a new level of communication, a new level of truth that is going to be shown. Let's see what else we have for your tarot. So you've got the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Luck, fortune, karma, cycles. You've got the Chariot. Such strong cards, you guys. And you got the Wheel of Fortune twice. Now, what is interesting is that, and I wasn't going to read reversals, but actually when it did come out reversed. So you got one upright and one reversed. So what that tells me is that within the month of January, you may see some shifts in that Wheel of Fortune, right? There may be some things within, because we're talking about your overall family, connections, love, okay? So there may be, in some relationships, there may be some twists of fate, if you will, some turns that are maybe not as favorable as you would want. There's two things. There's that I'm hearing, and then also, and part of that may be, let me add that on there, is the agility in which you need to move. So this is reminding me again of the chameleon spirit. So let me just be clearer here. What I'm seeing in regards to your connections and your relationships is that there is going to be movement. There is going to be revelations that are going to be coming forward. There's going to be a lot of positive movement in the cycle, but with any sense of movement. And actually, you've got the Chariot, which is also a very fast moving card. This is an interesting deck because she's riding a snail, but it's got wheels on it. And the Chariot is one in which you have learned various lessons. You have merged together your shadow and your dark, and you're moving directly towards your purpose, okay? So with regards to your connections, it's like you've gotten a new understanding with regards to your relationships, okay? And again, we're talking about all different kinds of connections. And I'm getting the sense that you're going to see movement in all of your connections within the month of January. And what's going to be important to you, the reason why I think this reversal here is a guidance, if you will, for you to be agile, okay? Because particularly it was on this card of the Wheel of Fortune. So the two Wheel of Fortunes you got were these two, okay? And so in here, it's like the wheel is there. She is balanced though, right? And so it is upright in here. She is balanced. She's sitting there upright. These guys are like, what are they called? Like acrobats, almost on this wheel, all kind of like turning and shifting to adjust to the wheel's turn. Like how she's actually holding her body is adjusting to the wheel's turn. So I feel like the guidance that we're getting here is that get ready for the ride. You all are going to have a very fast moving January because we already got that for your career and income. And now we're seeing it in your connections that, these are all movement cards, right? You got a beginning of that Ace of Swords, and then you've got the Chariot. And then the wheels are turning for you in January with regards to your connections. It's a beautiful thing because we don't want stagnation, right? We want things to be continually moving. So the only guidance that I'm getting here, like I'm seeing a lot of success for you with regards to your connection and that this sort of light of truth. We always want truth in those connections, right? But sometimes truth can really shake things up because if you thought things looked a different way and something gets illuminated to you, then you have to do some movement. You might have to do some movement. So just being aware of that, staying grounded in who you are, okay? Allowing yourself to be adaptable and adjustable, using your chameleon spirit as you're navigating through your various relationships, as they are moving forward with a sense of purpose. Okay, so there's a real beautiful energy here in terms of movement. That's the main thing that I'm getting with regards to your connections. Now we've got, interesting, look at this. So both of these cards, I normally pull one, but I pull both of them because they came out at the same time. And you got reconnect and surrender. And I feel like that is so relevant to what we're seeing here because you're going to see some different types of moves happening in January with regards to your relationships, your love relationships, your family, could be business partners, creative connections, okay? You're going to see some things begin to shift as things become illuminated, as the truth becomes illuminated, as you see things that you did not see before, okay? They don't necessarily have to be bad things, right? It could be, this could show up as like a friendship that all of a sudden turns into a love because you didn't see this person you start to see this person differently, right? Or, a love that no longer is feeling like the love, right? And there needs to be a shift in what that looks like. That it could show up in a myriad of ways. It could be family members in which you're going to need to shift the way you work together, or deal with each other. You may have an illumination around, and this is coming to my mind, so I'm going to go ahead and say it because for some of you might be there in that space where you might have an illumination around like an aging family member where some truth comes to light and you therefore need to act differently in regards to their care or your relationship with them or how you're dealing with them in some way. And so Spirit is telling you that you have a fortunate outcome for January. Things are going to be moving in a positive direction. You need to be agile and you need to be moving forward in the direction of your purpose with regards to your connections, okay? And then there's this sense of surrender. Allow things to be as they are. Act as if. Understand that you have all the tools that you need to deal with any situation that you're dealing with. Overall, I want you to hear from me very clearly. This is a very favorable, positive reading, okay? I know that sometimes when we hear change, it's like, there's this sense of like fear. But what I'm getting here is that all of this movement here is toward a better outcome. It is toward greater connection. It is to more love. It is to more, like more abundance, possibly more people, more connections that you're dealing with, more favorable connections, So all of this is very strong. These cards are very strong cards because you've got, the three major arcana here. And the ace is a beginning and it has that energy of strength. And so there's just a sense of like great connections for you within January. Your guidance is just to stay agile, surrender, go with the flow, and continue to move toward your purpose. All right? With regards to your connections. So I'm going to move your connections pieces over here. This is the hard part about doing the general reading, is because like if I was doing a personal reading and then I would want to dig in a little bit more and be able to get some more specifics around which particular relationships that we're dealing with here. But this is a general reading, so you need to listen to your intuition and what is guiding you. Like what comes to mind when I'm speaking of these different situations. Usually something pops immediately into mind, and that's really what it's speaking to. Okay. So be mindful of that as you're listening to it. Now we're moving to your health and wellness. Okay. So I'm going to pull one oracle card for pile 2's health and wellness. Is that one, Spirit? Okay. All right, and then this is what you've got for your tarot for health and wellness. You've got the 4 of Swords. Look at that. Yeah, the 4 of Swords is a card of taking a break. It's like I said earlier, there may be a need for you to take pauses, get off of social media for a minute, give yourself some silence, some peace. This card, the 4 of Swords, it's saying overwhelmed, fearful, stressed, anxious. There's a need for recuperation, support, self-care, okay, going within. I love how this card is represented. It's really beautiful. She's because she's like reflecting herself. There's a need for you to give yourself time to reflect unto yourself, okay, with regards to your health and wellness. The King of Cups, balancing your emotions. Okay, and then you've got the Fool. Look at that. I love this reading for you all. It's just such a powerful month, but like so much movement and so much growth for you from a soul perspective, So with regard to health and wellness, we've got patience. Look at that. Wow. So you've got this bucket. It's like all of this goodness is going to be pouring into you within the month of January. But like your river might not yet be full, right? Because some of you have been at a deficit, right? At a deficit in multiple areas of your life for some time. Throughout 2023. And January is going to move things forward in a very profound way for you. Okay, pile 2. And so in a lot of different areas. And so, but you need to understand that you're kind of going into January not empty at all. Some of you have gotten really filled up in like the past, month or so. But you're not completely full, okay? And the way that things are going to be moving, because they're going to be moving so quickly in a lot of different areas, you need to be patient with yourself. You're in the process of transformation, and you need to be patient with the divine, if you will. That sounds silly to say because really there's no time with the divine, but you need to be patient with yourself. You need to be patient with your environment. Okay. You need to give yourself the space that you need to take a break. It is okay to take a break. It is okay to take a break every single day, beloveds, like every day. You don't have to wait till the weekend to take a break. You can sit still, you can meditate, you can turn everything off and be quiet and allow your body to integrate all of the things that are going to be going on. You need to be allowing yourself to integrate and find balance with your emotional world. The King of Cups represents that energy of being able to not only understand your own emotional currents that are going on underneath the surface of your own being, but to also be able to be empathetic enough to understand the emotional currents of the people around you. And not only that, but be able to successfully integrate how to navigate those others' emotional waters as well as your own emotional waters in a positive way. That's a lot, right? And so what's important for you is that with regards to your health and wellness, you're going to be in the process of doing that, of balancing your emotional world. In order to do that, you've got to give yourself space and time to reflect upon yourself. Okay, some of you may want to do some mirror work because I'm seeing this reflection here in this Four of Wands. Mirror work can look like a multitude of different things. You know, there's that old, I don't want to date myself, but what was that? Stuart Smiley, I think, something he would stand in the mirror and say, you know, gosh darn it, people love me. I'm likable, I'm something or whatever. But that work actually can be very beneficial. All jokes aside, to really kind of state for yourself in a very clear way who and what you are, okay? In truth, like in a beautiful light of truth, positive things that you are stepping into, claiming that for yourself, speaking loving thoughts to yourself, saying to yourself, hey, you did a good job with that, it's okay. It's okay to do those things because sometimes we need to validate ourselves when the world is not validating us. All right. So give yourself the space and time to be able to do that. Then you've got this lovely Fool card. So with regards to your health and wellness, there's an opportunity for you to take risks. And we said here, doing something risky, taking a chance. There may be an opportunity for you to really step into something new with regards to your health and wellness. For some of you, that might mean seeking out a therapist. It might mean starting a program at the gym. It may mean starting to do yoga. It may mean starting a meditation program where you're just sitting still. It's a myriad of things because health and wellness, we're talking about your physical health, your emotional wealth, your health, your spiritual health. For some of you, it may be finding a church that you want to go to. It might be finding a prayer group that you want to engage with. You know for yourself what that looks like, but what Spirit is saying is that in January is an opportunity for you to start something fresh and new that is going to help elevate your health and wellness at some level. Okay. And that in this process, you should have patience with yourself on this journey because you got a lot of things going on in your outer world. All right. That's what I'm seeing for your health and wellness. And now we're going to move to, this is beautiful, you all. Just again, it's like some of these themes are being confirmed as we go through this sense of like being patient, taking risks, but also almost like calculated risk. And this theme throughout of success, illumination, beginnings, things moving quickly. All of that is being played out again and again throughout this reading. So I like to look at those themes and see how it shows up for you. So now we're looking at your spirituality, your expansion, and kind of what is that undercurrent of energy that is walking with you in this month of January. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, that popped up and it was up. It says record. So I'm going to see what this means here. So there may be that there's a need. My immediate thought is that for some of you, like in your dream state, when you might want to keep a journal beside your bed because Spirit is going to be coming in, and illuminating things for you within the month of January, or when you're doing your meditation or taking your pause, or when you wake up in the morning, you may want to begin to record the insights that are coming to you. They might not even make sense to you when you first get them, especially from the dream state. As you're waking up from the dream state, you may be starting to remember some dreams. Some of you can, this is coming to my head. So some of you can, if you find that you're not kind of remembering your dreams, but you want to kind of remember them a little bit more, or you want to just have like sort of a more peaceful state, you can at night put a glass of water next to where you're sleeping, not to drink, okay, but just to have there. And in the morning, just throw that out to kind of help you to have better clarity. Yeah, so for you to have better clarity. So that's your intention as you're putting out the water, is to have better clarity of your dreams and maybe remembering your dreams. And then make sure that you have next to you like a journal or something that immediately upon waking, some of you may be waking up in the middle of the night, and you can jot some things down that you remember, just a thought, an image, or whatever that you see. And then if you have that happening in the middle of the night, if you have that right there by you, you can like jot down something quickly and then just go back to sleep, right? Some people actually like to record, like this says record. So some people like to actually have like a little, you can record on your phone or like have some kind of recording device, so you don't have to like fully wake up and get a pen and write. It's a different cognitive thing going on. So if you're able to just kind of hit record and say, yeah, I just dreamed blah, 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 whatever, and then turn it off and then turn over and go back to sleep. Okay. So anyway, that's the guidance that I am getting for some of you. I feel like you're going to get some insights by your sleeping and your waking. And when I say sleeping and waking, I mean, those quiet times when you're waking and then when you're dreaming, when you're sleeping. All right. And the other guidance, wow, beautiful. So with regards to like spirituality and expansion and the undercurrent, you've got the sun. Okay, joy, freedom, enthusiasm, self-expression, good luck. This is beautiful. The sun card is beautiful. It's like an illumination. It's like Spirit is coming in to illuminate some things for you. You've got the Knight of Pentacles. They're telling you to continue to be patient. Oh, wow. And you've got the Hierophant. So you got some strong cards when it comes to your spirituality and expansion. You may want to go back to basics for some of you, depending on where you are in your spiritual journey. Go back to basics in terms of things that worked for you. If there's a certain way that you prayed, or a certain time of day that you prayed, or a certain type, not necessarily prayer, right? But a certain way in which you connected with nature that you used to do in the past that you haven't been doing, whether you used to take walks and just quiet walks and you just haven't been doing that lately. There's a sense of like what I'm getting from this Hierophant, what I heard was back to basics, like the need for you to kind of go back to basics. I know for me, there's a certain way that I used to sit and pray more regularly. And so I need to continue to do that, as well as the other things that I've incorporated into my spiritual practice. Certain ways that you in the past, like if there were certain prayers or songs or phrases that you used to kind of have memorized and sort of say to yourself at some point in your journey, I'm hearing like, go back to basics, like try those back on, or try on something new, like a new prayer that maybe you used to have in your head to kind of keep in mind. But this sort of sense of like having a bit of structure to your spirituality is something that I think is going to be helpful to you in your illumination. Understand that I'm not talking about rigidity, okay? What I'm talking about is structure. What I'm talking about, and that for you, this is a general reading, so that it's going to look different for different people. If you are a Christian follower of Jesus, you may be that you're going to be more diligent around your prayer practice, and you're going to church or engaging in, whatever those pieces are. If you practice another tradition, that may look different for you, engaging in volunteer service or, whatever it might be for you. But just thinking about the ways in which you can put a little bit more structure to your spiritual journey. All right. Whatever that looks like for you. Some of you, there's going to be, more going back and getting more acupressure, acupuncture. I know that that's a healing process. Okay. But for some of you, there are things that you have done that have allowed you to connect to the divine in different ways. Okay. That's what I'm trying to get at, is because I'm hearing a lot of different, I think there may be, different followings, right, in terms of the general reading. And ultimately, you want to be cultivating what brings you light. Okay. So what brings you light, look for the things that are going to allow you structure. Because the thing about the structure too is it's a support, right? It's a support system to be able to help you as you go along the journey. We're not meant to walk this journey alone. Otherwise, God would have just put us on the earth, by ourselves, but we're not. We're not here alone because we need each other on this journey. We need nature as a part of this journey. There are other beings that are with us all the time, whether we live predominantly alone or not, So understand, I don't know why I'm going on that whole tangent, but that's what's coming to me. The other thing is your Knight of Pentacles here is going to be that you're going to be making slow, steady progress with regards to your spiritual work and your expansion. Underneath your current is that underneath your life is that you are slowly taking steps that are moving you towards your self and life purpose with steadiness and towards success. Okay. And that is what the King of Pentacles is representing here. Overall, for your spirituality and kind of that undercurrent, I'm really getting this sense of like balance, structure, and joy, right? Balance, structure, and joy and freedom with regards to your spirituality. And you may want to find ways to be able to record the insights that you're getting in the month of January. Okay, so now we're going to move on to looking at what is the final guidance from Spirit for you, beautiful Paul 2, for the month of January. And that final guidance, you've got navigate. Beacons of light in the night sky are there to guide you. You are not alone, beloveds. You're not alone, all right? You have the support that you need to be able to move yourself forward in your life in all different, moving in one direction, but in all different ways, okay? And you've got listening. Beautiful. Heal yourself to heal the world. That is an ongoing theme throughout. Wow. Watch for signs. Look at that beautiful butterfly. Follow the moon. All right, I'm going to get some more guidance on these as well, but here's the first thing. Here's the thing that I'm hearing from Spirit. Overall, you're going to be getting guidance. You're going to be getting some downloads. You're going to be getting some new things. Spirit, you need to be listening, okay? You need to pause. Heal yourself to heal the world. You need to take that pause that we saw with that Four of Swords, right? Make sure, but this theme has been throughout your reading, so it's going to be important for you to, I'm really getting that you need to pause on a daily basis. It means have some time to be still and quiet on a daily basis where you're not connected to social media, you're not connected to other human beings, you're not connected to whatever it might be. For some of us, you may only be able to find 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day. It might be when you're in the bathroom, okay? Whatever. If that's what it is, that's what it is, all right? But to really try to see where you can carve out time for yourself, and on a daily basis. And then at some point, you need to find a little bit more time, like within your week or whatever it is, throughout the month of January. This needs to be something that you prioritize for yourself, beloveds, in pile number 2, all right? Because you're going to be getting downloads, so you need to be listening. Now we've also got these musical notes on here. So for some of you, you can find that peace within music, and it could be, like instrumental music or, quiet music of some kind to be able to also hear. But other kinds of music, it just depends on how you relate to music, right? But music might be a source of inspiration, right? Of inspiration for you. I'm looking for this book here. This Watch for Signs. I want to be able to give you more information on this here. Okay, so, but the guidance from Spirit for you overall is that hang on for this beautiful ride, okay, that you're about to go on in January, okay? This is saying, wow, what is the universe telling you? It's important to learn how to read the signs coming your way. What signs are being sent?
Learning to read the signs is a big step along the spiritual path. They can come in the form of dreams, music, numbers, or patterns. All this stuff is coming together. That's what this card is really speaking to. Like, you're going to be getting information from needing to record, listening to music, looking for, themes out in your life. There are signs around you and you need to see them, okay? In the coming 24 hours, ask the universe for a concrete sign of some kind about your questions or things that are going on. Like, for example, ask to see a rainbow or, a butterfly or, a symbol of a sun or, whatever it is that comes to you, a feather, a certain coin, a certain type of coin, right? And then keep your eyes peeled to see the answer, okay? This card can come up as a sign to change your behavior or your focus. So pay attention. Signs are everywhere. What are you seeing? Beloved, pay attention to what are the patterns that you've been seeing. You all, we get messages all the time. If something here has been confirming something that has been repeating in your own head, y'all better pay attention, okay? Because what Spirit is saying is they are communicating with you. So you need to listen and allow your own intuition, your guidance, your connection to the divine to help guide your steps moving forward. All right? That's what I see for y'all. This is a beautiful reading for you all for the month of January. I hope that you have a fabulous, abundantly joyful month, that you allow yourself to be agile and go with the flow and act as if and step fully into your power. You are looking at success, okay? Healing and success. So keep moving forward. Thank you for joining the Abundant Joy Tarot. If you like the readings that you're getting here, please hit that like button for me. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment down there and let me know what resonates with you. I love, love, love reading comments. And if you're interested in a personal reading, please drop me an email at abundantjoytarot@gmail.com and I'll get back with you with all the specifics. They are really a joyful, very detailed, wonderful experience. So check it out. All right, that is that. And I will see you next time in your next reading. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. This is the Abundant Joy Tarot, and we are looking at what will January 2024 bring. And we're going to look at an overview of the energy that's going to be around you when you step into January 2024. And then we're going to look at, we're going to pull some tarot cards around your income, career, and resources. And then we'll look at your love, partnerships, and connections. And then we'll look at your health and wellness. And then we'll look at your spirituality, expansion, and kind of that undercurrent. And then finally, we'll get some final guidance from Spirit in terms of moving forward. I've found so far that you're the third pile, that there's kind of been various themes that have been going through the reading. Like each reading seems to have its own little kind of theme. So we'll see what it is for you. This is a really beautiful time in terms of moving into 2024. I think it's going to be a very powerful year for many, many, many of us in different ways. And so I'm excited to get into this reading for you. So let's get it. So if you were drawn in here by this red Jasper, kind of space there for a minute. There, and then you've got this card here that drew you in. Now this is a wombat, I know that, but let's take a look at this card. This is the Wombat Spirit, and it says be at home. Now the thing about the wombat is that they are an animal that is very, like, they burrow deep into the ground. They like to be kind of grounded and safe within their home and family. Okay, that's sort of their special trait. Okay, and the spirit of the wombat kind of reminds us that in order for you to be fully at home in the world, you got to be comfortable within your own skin. Okay, so overall, the energy that I'm getting here is that, the wombat kind of questions us to say, like, How authentic are you being? Are you really comfortable in your own skin right now? What can you do to adjust to be more comfortable in your own skin? Okay. It says, the wombat spirit arrives to nudge you to drop the false masks because it is not others who will hurt you now. It is you who are hurting yourself when you aren't being authentic. Okay. So it's okay because you can get yourself on track in terms of being fully authentic with yourself. But overall, that's what this energy is. It's like there's a calling on you, Pile 3, to be fully authentic in every aspect of your life. All right. That really resonates with me. But that is what I got here. So that is the first overview. And I'm going to pull here first the significator card that we pulled from the tarot, from the Light Seers deck. Oh my goodness. That's beautiful. Wow. Okay. So this is why it's so important. You got the Empress, this beautiful Empress card where she is embodying, creating the world, right? Like she is a universe unto herself. The Empress is, so powerful and so nurturing. Like she is a mother energy. She is so deeply nurturing, but she is like the ultimate mother energy, right? Like, because she's like able to birth the world. So her nurturing is of the world, right? And she lives within her own universe, right? So there's this sense that the energy that's walking with you, that you are embodying, is this beautiful energy of nurturing and creating. The Empress is a creator, right, at the core. And so this sense of like sort of creating. So it's really important for you in the month of January to really step fully into who you are, because you're walking with this beautiful divine feminine energy. Whether you're masculine or whether you're male or female and listening to this channel, that's really not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this energy, a profound creation that is available to you, which is incredible. Okay. So that is the significator of overall energy that we have here. Let me go ahead and pull the archetype and then we'll do the other. So you've got Judge, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. Wow. Sometimes, what I got was a sense of like, when we talked about this wombat energy, sometimes we play small because we think that is a way to balance out energies when there are a lot of, I don't know what this is okay. When there are a lot of big energies around us, I'm seeing like big puffed out energy. So it could be like really aggressive energy or sort of really bold, outspoken energy around you. Sometimes, that little wombat energy can kind of feel like you need to shrink in some way so that you are providing, because you are an Empress and you're seeing like the overall world. And so you're trying to provide the balance. But sometimes how that can show up is that you play smaller than you need to play within your own environment, within your own relationships, within your own connections, right? Or creative partnerships. Okay. So it's important for you to, yes, you're going to be able to play the judge that will harmonize things, because that energy is there, but it's important for you to step fully into your power to do that. Because oftentimes those energies that are loud or big around us are kind of like the Wiz in The Wizard of Oz, like a lot of smoke and mirrors, but then when you really look behind the curtain, there ain't nothing there, So be mindful of that in your own life, because you're the real deal, Pile 3. So make sure that you are really stepping into who you are authentically, okay, and showing up as that fully embodied, empowered individual as you're navigating through your life. Okay, this is a general reading, so oftentimes, I'm getting information
various situations that are coming up. So I'm trying to sort of address that. So what's important for you to do is to be mindful of, as I'm speaking about these different scenarios or situations, it's likely, if it resonates with you, it's likely that you will have a specific individual, a specific situation, a specific project, whatever it is that comes to mind. That is what Spirit is speaking to you. Okay. So just keep an open mind when you're listening to the reading, because it can be guiding you in very specific ways, because I'm getting messages regularly throughout this reading. Okay. So that was the main thing I'm seeing, that this overall energy, this is beautiful energy to be walking into January with. Okay. Let's see what your tea leaves are. Okay. So you've got pay attention to your work desk. Okay. And opportunity or windfall. Yes, carrot. Okay, so that means that there is some goodness that is going to be coming your way. It could be, because because we've got pay attention to your work here. It could be in association with whatever work that is you're doing. Now, for some of you, that depends on where you are in your life. It could be your career work. It could be, side work that you're doing, a passion or love. It could be that's what you do. Your work is your passion and your love, so that's, it could be activities that you're doing if you don't have a traditional job, so to speak, right? Or traditional career, but what it's saying here, I feel like, is that you need to make sure that you're focused on what it is that you're doing within your activities, your life purpose, your career. Okay. And keep an eye out for opportunities that could be coming your way in a windfall. All right. That's the overall energy that I see for this pile. This is great. So let's dig in a little bit here and look at these different categories. So I'm pulling for each one, I'm pulling one of these oracle cards for each section. So Spirit, I'm asking for pile number 3 in the area of their income, resources, and career. What would be some guidance from this particular oracle deck? I feel like it's this one. And then I already pulled these tarot cards for your income, and you've got wonderful. Look at that. The Chariot. Focus, ambition, drive, determination, stamina, choices. The Chariot is so great because it is the card that the individual has balanced their shadow and their light. They have learned lessons. They may have even started something before and not been fully successful at it, but they learned the lesson that they needed to learn. So now they're back in that Chariot and they are moving full speed ahead with purpose toward success. Beautiful for your income and your career, okay, for the month of January. You've got the Ace of Wands. Love it, okay, and the Six of Inspirations. Wow, this is wonderful. The Six of Inspirations is going to be the Six of Wands. This is a really great reading for your career. Let me see what your oracle is. Barrier. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to find out some more information about that. Okay, so overall, what I'm seeing is you are moving directly to your path. I want to find out what this barrier thing is talking about here. But your Ace of Wands, this Ace of Wands is going to be a beginning, but it's a passionate beginning, right? Because the Wands represents fire, creativity. That I'm getting it as, like, in this particular reading, like your internal flame. You're moving toward that thing within your career, within your activities that is really lighting you up, right? It's lighting you up. And you're going to be able to take some new risks. You're learning, like, look at this beautiful blossoming out of this big giant book here. So there's this sense that within the month of January, you're going to be learning some new things to apply to your, your career, your income, your resources, right? You're going to be learning some new things to do, some new things to move forward. Your monies are going to be looking good, you all, because you're moving in the direction towards success. And you've got the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands not only represents great success, right? But what's beautiful about the Six of Wands is it also represents recognition of your success. You're going to be the star, right? You're going to be the star in your world with regards to income, resources, and career. I mean, that's fantastic. So it lets me know that not only that you're going to be, you may see money coming from unexpected places due to a past success or a current success that you're going through. Okay, you may get, we got windfall up there, the opportunity, but that's what came to my mind, is that you may get an unexpected windfall with regards to your income and your resources within the month of January for this pile, which is wonderful. And what you need to do is just continue your drive and focus. We got over here, pay attention to your work, and this Chariot is like, continue to move forward. You're on the path, but you're on the road. What's nice about this is that it's like you're in movement. Sometimes it's like pay attention to your work, and so you're just kind of steadily heads down, like doing your work, and you're not really seeing anything. But what this reading is saying is that, pay attention to your work, because you are going to see success within this month. Like things are moving very quickly for you. All right, which is beautiful. Now, this is interesting because the barrier card, now that makes sense, is talking about self-discovery, illumination, opportunities, transformation, progression. So I get the sense that for you all within the month of January, as your Chariot is rolling you forward and you're steaming towards success, even in those moments of success, those actually are great opportunities for illumination of our own character, right? It's such an opportunity to understand our own character, understand the direction in which we're moving in life, and whether we're in alignment with it, right? Making sure that you're staying true to who you are authentically, right? As we said with our wombat, like that you are at home within your own body. Do not let the excitement, what's the word? Like the things that come along with success steer you away from your authentic self. Okay. Don't begin to act from a place of like, oh, I'm trying to reach the success. Stay focused on your purpose, right? Stay focused on your path, your ambition, your drive. You're moving yourself forward, and but stay true to who you are. Okay. So your barrier here is just about, it's connecting back to the sense of like seeing things about yourself that are illuminating and being able to move past the things that you want to heal, right? And into the things that are truly who you are. Okay. Wow. It says the mantra for this card is, my dreams are my life coach. Your determination, you're moving yourself forward. You're going to be learning lessons along the way. All right. So pay attention to the lessons that occur. So that's what I got here for your income and resources and career. Beautiful, successful, prosperous month for January for my pile number 3. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it for you. So now we're going to look in Spirit. I'm asking for your guidance for pile number 3 with regards to love, connections, and family. Love, connections. Oh, okay. So that one. And family. You got compassion. Compassion. And for your tarot for love, connections, and family, you've got the 8 of Pentacles. Keep at it, y'all. Steadily working on your relationships. Steadily working on connections that are reciprocal, that are beneficial, that are loving, that are kind. Do the work. Continue to pour the work into your relationships. You've got the Death card, okay? So there's going to be a need to let go. There's a letting go that has to occur here so that something else may blossom and bloom, okay? The Death card is like a death and rebirth. Something needs to be let go of so something else can be reborn. Now, again, we're looking at your love, your connections, and your family relationships. So think about what comes straight to mind when I said there's going to be a need to let go. Something came straight to mind for you. That's what they're talking about, okay? It's not always easy to look at. It can be some aspect, some way in which you're moving, some way in which you're being not authentically yourself within a connection, a friendship, with a family member, with a love relationship, with a creative partnership, because we're talking about connections here. If there's a place in which you are not being authentically yourself, you're going to have to do some letting go. And you're going to let go of whatever that person that you're being that's not authentically you, whatever action that shows up as. You're letting go of doing that thing and stepping into embracing more of who you are, bringing to the table more of who you are authentically, okay? The other card that you've got, wow, strength. That's beautiful. So you got a really strong reading with connections. Now understand that the strength card is talking about that quiet inner strength, that ability to tame the beast within. There's a lot of synchronicities here, confirmation for you with regard to going within, knowing thyself, and walking in your own knowing of self. Walking in your own creative, powerful being of who you are truly yourself, pile 3. I'm getting that as a very strong message for you for January. That is really important for you to, and if you feel like you're not sure who you are, understand that you do, first of all, you do know who you are, okay? I know sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't know who I am. Break it down. Who are you with regards to certain things? What are you sure about? What is absolutely true for you, beloved? Pile 1, pile 3. What is absolutely true, right? What do you absolutely value? You can look up like what are, values online or things like that and get a whole list of different values and like go through that list and pull out what are the ones that resonate with you. Is it truth? Is it joy? Is it freedom? Is it abundance? Is it love? Is it compassion? Okay. What are the values that you hold most true, and allow yourself to understand more deeply what that actually means for you? So if your core value, like one of your core values is joy, how does that show up? What does that actually mean? How does that embody itself within you and within your life and in your actions of your life? Are you working from a space of joy if that is your value? If yours is freedom, do you feel trapped in every aspect of your life and closed in and not free in some way? What does freedom actually look like for you, and how can you embody it in your life? Okay, that's what they're saying. Like, get to the core of it. Get to know thyself. Know what it is for you. And it's not going to be the same for you that it is for other people, right? You may share some values with the people that you love, which is wonderful. You want to be able to do that. But there are going to be some things that you're going to maybe prioritize over others, all right? But you need to know what that is. And lean on your inner strength, because you have the power to tame your own beast within, okay? Which then allows you to tame the beasts without, right? Those that are around you. And then you've got this beautiful compassion card. So with regards to your connections, there's this sense of like giving space to yourself. First, you have to have compassion for yourself. That means self-forgiveness. That means an openness, a loving nature towards yourself, right? A sense of flow, lack of rigidity when it comes to loving on yourself. That opens up your flower of compassion for the others that are in your life, your other relationships, your other connections. The Spirit is asking you to really look at that value, that energy of compassion. You may even want to look up compassion. What does compassion actually mean? And then determine for you, what does compassion mean for you? Because it may mean different things to different people. But what does compassion mean for you? Okay? How do you need to embody compassion? All right. That is what I'm seeing here for your connections. And so I'm going to put these over here. And then, whoopsie. Okay. We're going to move to your health and wellness. So first I'm going to pull this oracle card and I'm going to ask Spirit for pile number 3 for my beautiful souls. And pile number 3, what guidance do they need to have around their health and wellness? And that one popped out. Create. Ooh, okay. And then these are the tarot cards that we have for your health and wellness. So you got a couple, sometimes like more cards came out. So you got 2 of these cards instead, and 2 of these. Okay, in your health, and you got it. Okay, hefty health and wellness one. Okay, so you've got 8 of Swords. Again, we've got this sense of letting go, right? You know, I think it's not a coincidence that I talked about freedom and feeling trapped. Okay, so with regards to your health and wellness, you may feel defeated in some way. You may feel fearful. You may feel, some anxiety, maybe even some depression around it. If some of you are dealing with an illness of some kind, that may be a recurring illness that is really affecting your sort of mental state. Some of you, it is your mental state that this is speaking to in terms of like carrying around a sense of depression or anxiety, or even unfocused, like a lack of focus, right? Unable to like focus. There's so many things going on that you're just sort of all over the place, right? So all of that can be happening. So this is for your health and wellness. There's a sense of letting go. Now, the 8 of Swords also talks about walking toward that which is bringing you light. All right, let's see what else you've got here. So you got the Star. Okay, beautiful, pile 3. So with regards to your health and wellness, you've got the Star, which is saying hope, inspiration, spirituality, illumination, contentment. So even though some of you may be really feeling defeated on some level with regards to, understand health and wellness, I'm talking about your physical health, your emotional health, and your spiritual health. So in some of those areas, you may be feeling defeated in some way. But what Spirit is saying for the month of January 2024, there is hope. You know, you are moving toward an illumination of what may be possible for you. You are going to step into, the Star is all about healing, okay? Self-healing, okay? And that is what is being pointed to here. Now you've got the 8 of Pentacles. Love that. And, oh, wait, we got 2 more here. I've got to make room. The 10 of Wands, or 10 of Inspirations, and the Ace of Materials. Okay, y'all. So what I'm seeing here is some very beautiful guidance from Spirit. Because overall, it's like there's an acknowledgement that some of you may be feeling a little bit beaten down in some ways with regards to either maybe multiple, but either your physical, emotional, or spiritual health, or some combination of those, okay? You may be feeling like maybe you've tried some things and it hasn't worked. Maybe you, it's just something that is kind of like recurring. It's something you've been dealing with throughout your life, and it just keeps coming up in some way. And so there's just this sort of sense of exhaustion, if you will, because you've also got this 10 of Wands energy, which means that like you're sort of carrying the load. You're carrying the burden of whatever this is that is hindering you in your life in a significant way, all right? There's a need for you to be able to share the burden, get the support that you need to be able to move forward. And in the month of January, that support is available to you. This cycle of being overburdened is coming to an end. It's coming to a close. And in comes the Star. And the Star is full of hope and inspiration, okay? It is about illuminating for you paths toward healing. All right. And then in a very concrete way, you've got the Ace of Materials. So the Ace of Materials is a beginning, but it's a beginning of building a foundation that is very sturdy and strong. That's why I love this image here, this guidance here for you, because you've got the Ace of Materials, and then you've got this beautiful 8 of Materials, or 8 of Pentacles. These are both Pentacles. So Materials represents Pentacles here, and this is Pentacles. So the Pentacles talks about working diligently on something. It's like mastering something, working on your craft, right? And so we're talking about your health and wellness. So it's like whatever is coming to your mind in terms of steps, this new beginning step, right, that you can take towards your healing in some way. What Spirit is saying is like, continue to do it. Do it step by step, one little bit at a time, okay? If for you, that's like you're going to start a daily walking regimen. Just every day, just get up, do your little walking. Don't beat yourself up. Just get up, do what you have to do, and get home. If you miss a day, get up and do it the next day. Just don't beat yourself up. Have compassion for yourself, but continue to move forward, okay? You've got create when it comes to your health and wellness. So there's this sense of, one, expressing yourself, like finding a way to express, paint, sing, dance, knit, sew, do something with your creative self, right? Like, craft. If you like to make cards for people, like, I don't know what that is, but make cards, but do things that allow you to kind of step into your sense of creation and imagination. And this is going to help you with your health and wellness, okay, on a lot of different levels. It's also going to help, I think, illuminate for you what are these next steps. If they're not already crystal clear, because I think some of you, it is crystal clear just in listening to this reading, you're like, yep, I need to do that thing, whether it is drinking more water, whether it is and these are both physical and emotional, whether it's meditating more for your spiritual health, whether it's seeking out a therapist or a support group of some kind to be able to vent, to be able to get things out of your chest so that you can actually have a bit more freedom and a bit more balance emotionally, whether it's seeking out a trusted advisor of some kind to be able to help you with some aspect of your health and wellness, okay? These things are available to you in January, all right? And Spirit is saying you will have success in your healing. You are going to be on a journey of self-healing, of inspiration, of hope. Hold on to that and begin to let go of those things that are no longer serving you in your health and wellness, y'all. That thing that you know you need to let go of, you need to do less of that. You need to let that thing go. You need to put the caffeine down. I don't know, that's not for everybody, but I'm just saying some things. There's some things that you know you need to let go of. I have them too. Take the step, one step at a time, to begin to do that and begin to see your health improve in the directions that you want. All right. For some of you, I'm also hearing in the month of January, you're going to be able to get some advice or expertise about something that has to do with your health and wellness that you haven't been able to get before. So for instance, like if you've been looking for a therapist or if you've been looking for a specialist of some kind, I just recently went to a podiatrist. I'd never been to a podiatrist in my entire life, but I learned some interesting things, right? So you're going to be able to get some specialized help that is going to really kind of illuminate something further for you to help you to be able to be on this path and to have a new sense of hope and inspiration on your healing journey. So stay with it. This is a beautiful month of openings for you. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for your health and wellness. Beautiful. Keep at it. I love these two cards for you. Beautiful. All right, and now we're going to look at your spirituality and your expansion and what might be in the undercurrent. So Spirit, for pile 3, okay. All right, and you've got nourish. I love that. Look at that. It's like a little apple. Okay, so, wow. So regards to your spirituality and, this is kind of what I've been seeing like throughout, like nourish, right under this Empress energy that you're embodying, this creation, this compassion energy that you've got, like being able to illuminate for yourself, how to nourish yourself. Nourish your spirit, pile 3. What does that mean for you? For some of you, like for me, I get rejuvenated. Like if I get out and am able to see a sunrise, boy, that nourishes my spirit to see a sunrise, to see a full moon, to be able to be out in the full moon and the rays of the full moon. It nourishes my spirit. If I'm just sitting quietly by some place in nature, that nourishes my spirit. For other people, it looks like something else. It's spending time with certain people in your life that you love and care for. That can nourish your spirit. If it's sitting quietly in a bookshop and reading something that brings you joy, or something that you're engaged in, or staying up late at night and reading something, that nourishes your spirit. Whether it's listening to a certain musician or singer or band or whatever it is that nourishes your spirit, and dancing around your house. What nourishes your spirit, beloveds? And take part in that in the month of January. Your tarot cards are the Page of Pentacles. So this is all about, pages are new. They're going to be apprentices. They're beginning something new. They're learning, right? So it's about laying a foundation here, getting grounded, developing a plan. It also represents good money news, which is wonderful, okay? Success coming your way. I love this card for you in regards that we're talking about spirituality and kind of this undercurrent. There's a sense of nourishment here, even that she's got, that she's nourishing herself and nourishing her spirit. We've got this big full moon in the background. Just a gorgeous card to represent the energy that you need to step into in the month of January with regards to your spirituality, in regards to what is going on underneath the surface, the ways in which you are going to be expanding by nourishing yourself and nourishing your spirit. You've got the Ace of Swords, an illumination, a key to your brain, a key to an idea, a key to an opening, right? You're holding it in your hand. All right. The Ace of Swords is going to also be that energy, that burst of illumination, that aha moment. Okay. That's going to be coming to you in January. Wow. And the Queen of Emotions, which is going to be your Queen of Cups. These are really strong cards. So the Queen of Emotions is about balancing your emotions, right? Understanding what's going on underneath the surface of you emotionally, and being able to master your own emotions so that you can move forward in your life in a very balanced way. So there's this real sense of learning, finding groundedness, nourishing yourself. Just such a lovely feeling of warmth and nourishment, like warm tea. It's what I'm feeling this in January for you, as well as this really powerful energy of this Ace of Swords, of a burst of illumination, right? The more you're able to nourish yourself, ground yourself, the more spirit will be able to give you those aha moments that are going to lead you to move forward. All right. So let's move on to final guidance from Spirit. This is beautiful for you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Final guidance. Inspire. There's a fire inside you burning brighter than the sun. I love that. That it feels goes with the Empress. It's about creating the world that you want to create by using your authentic self. Now you've got dry desert. This is final guidance from Spirit. You've got dry desert. And in this card, it talks about being in a space where sometimes you have to dig a little deeper to find the water. All right. There's a sense that things are kind of standing still a bit, but the water is there. It's just that you've got to dig a little deeper within yourself. And to me, this is really speaking to that knowing thyself, digging into yourself and really understanding who you are authentically, doing the work that I talked about in terms of your values, right? You've got, you came to serve and moonlight enchanted. Wow, that's gorgeous. The Empress is here to serve, right? She is here to create. And that is your core energy that is over you. So there's this sense that you are going to be serving. But part of the way that you serve, I'm in the wrong thing. Part of the way that you serve is by first nourishing yourself. Okay? First nourishing yourself. All right. I want to look at this moonlight. and see if I can illuminate some more information for you in regards to this. Is a fairly new oracle deck for me here, this Enchanted. So it is saying there is something magical and enchanted about moonlight, okay? And I also feel like about your life within January 2024. Whatever it touches turns a beautiful creamy silver. Something is doing this in your life now, or is about to. Life is all about cycles. Okay, so right now you're about to move into a more enchanted time. There it is, or life cycle in your life. If you believe, whatever you're wishing for can come true because you're starting to believe again. Nourish yourself, okay? Nourish yourself. It might be dark now. It's interesting because the light, this candle just went out, okay? It might be dark now, but there is a moonlight at the end of the tunnel. So keep the faith and see the world through kind eyes. Oh, wow. Believe that life can be magical for you, and it can be, okay? Smile more. Trust the process. Get in touch with that inner child, your dreams that you've held for a long time. Believe and expect good things. All right, Enchanted. So Spirit is really asking you to have the energy of that star card, that hope, that illumination that's coming in, right? You're holding it in your hands. Okay, you are the Empress. Beautiful. Beautiful. I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful month of January, that this reading resonated with you in some way. If you're liking the readings that you're getting on this channel at Abundant Joy Tarot, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell others about the channel so that I can continue to grow the channel. Drop a comment down there and let me know what resonates with you. I love, love, love reading comments and positive comments. And also remember that I am also doing personal readings. They are a special treat to give yourself. It's a great way to nurture yourself. We're able to get into a little more detail, and they are very cost effective. So if you're interested, drop me an email at abundantjoytarot@gmail.com, and I will get back to you around all the specifics and scheduling, which is very easy to do right now. So check it out. I hope that you have an abundantly joyful day, and I will see you in your next reading. This is a long reading, so thanks for hanging in. Bye-bye.